Huh? Oh, come on! You gotta admit this is cool!
Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime, back for another Transformers Legacy Evolution action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the Armada Universe Megatron. Yes. And now taking a look at the packaging here, got a very nice piece of artwork right up here at the front. Says Transformers Legacy Evolution, Armada Universe Megatron. Got an image of Megatron right there on the side. And then it says Transformers Generations Legacy Evolution. And we've also got a barcode right here. And it takes you to Hasbro's website, where it has a GIF of Armada Megatron. It says he's from the universe Armada. His function is a leader. He transforms into a tank. And obviously, it also mentions how he's a conqueror and wants to take over the universe, and how he has the superpowered fusion cannon that has devastating results. He won't stop till he's the most powerful being in the universe. And with these stats, Megatron is sure to be the most powerful being in the universe, because he has 10s all around. Holy crap, Megatron is freaking yoked. Anyway, then over here we got some nice artwork right there. Authentic Transform! Here on the back of the packaging, got a bunch of images and stupid gimmicks. Evo Fusion! And that is basically it for this box. Yeet! Megatron here actually doesn't really come with any accessories. The only thing he comes with is this one little cannon piece, which even then isn't really an accessory. It's mostly just a piece of the figure that was packaged separately. And once you got the tank barrel on, you can now see that the tank mode here looks really good. And yeah, we're starting in the tank mode because this is the mode that Megatron comes packaged in his box. I'm really loving this tank mode. Because the figure does not come with a whole lot of accessories, a lot of the budget that came for this guy ended up going into the paint and detail. I mean, I love all these bits of painted detail. Some of these details, I feel like if this guy had a smaller budget, would be left unpainted. But I'm really happy that Hasbro really went the extra mile and painted in some of these extra areas on this figure, especially for an asymmetrical design that has bits of extra detail that would have gone unnoticed if they went unpainted. And again, I actually don't mind this figure because having not that many accessories, because honestly there isn't really a whole lot to give this guy in the first place. And even then, the budget must have been really good to manage, because this guy actually has a very simple transformation. He does also roll really well, and again, like I said, I love all the sculpted detail and everything. Some other features on the tank is he can rotate the turret all over the place, and this part can lift up and down. As mentioned, this little barrel thing can come off for some reason. Honestly, I don't understand why they couldn't have just left this as all one big piece. I don't see the logic here. And of course, he has his classic stag beetle face at the front.
Disgusting!
Overall, I like the tank mode, and this tank mode's just really fun. Like, it's really, I've constantly been like, just randomly throughout the day, I'll just randomly pick this guy up and just start playing with the tank mode. Like, it's very playable. Like, this thing's just really easy to just pick up and start playing with. And now getting into some Unicron Trilogy related comparisons here. Here is the Armada Leader Class Megatron compared next to the Transformers Legacy Voyager Class Starscream. And yeah, I think it's really good that I finally got these two together. Again, another Unicron Trilogy related figure. Here we have the Legacy Override. And then here he is with the Siege Generation Selects Deluxe Class Hotshot. And then finally, here he is with the Cybertron Universe Titan Class Metroplex. And now let's get into Armada Megatron's simple, quick and easy transformation. And now let's take a quick look at the Armada Megatron. And here's now taking a look at Megatron's head sculpt. Yes, he looks very handsome. Yes. I like the red eyes in there. They are very piercing. Even though I'm still mad that light piping is becoming less and less of a thing with Transformers, I still appreciate how bright red his eyes are. They're very piercing, very easy to see. And I love all this metallic paint here in the face with all that slight tinted blue and that silver with the red combined with that gunmetal gray around the chin. Looks great, especially as it comes down onto the chest right here around the Decepticon logos. Again, the silver paint really gives a lot of high quality look to the figure and really brightens him up. Really makes it feel like a premium product, especially with how much leader class goes for nowadays. Again, some nice silver here for the belly, and again, it's also complemented by just how much sculpted detail there is on this really awesome asymmetrical design. And here's looking at the fists. Again, love all the wiring, everything on the arms. I feel like that's something that the Unicron trilogy really nailed, and they managed to translate it here into this figure form, is how all this detail and the chunkiness of the design still translates over. Again, the silver and these bits of the matte finish black really give some good highlights to the figure, where normally I feel like if this figure had a smaller budget, Hasbro could easily skimp out on some of these details. Now, even though this guy doesn't have any accessories, he does still have some play features. So first off, you're supposed to be able to rotate his fist in, and you can push that cannon right there on his arm. That looks dumb. You can extend Megatron's torso right here, and if you take his torso, you can rotate it around. I am struggling with this figure. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Come on, move around. Fuck! And then you can flip up his cannon, flip up this cannon, and now you can have the traditional spinning front cannon thing that the original figure had. Another feature this Megatron also has is you can still do the whole thing where you rotate this and you can have him have the side cannon right there. And honestly, this is how I prefer to have him use his turret right there. On some angles, though, it does look a little... So again, even though he doesn't have any accessories, the actual figure itself makes up for that in all of its features. But it does come with a few of its fatal flaws. For some reason, his horns here are made of a pliable material, but even not just that, they are removable for some reason.
I don't like it very much.
I don't understand why they did this, because it makes everything else on the figure feels nice and solid, all the joints feel really good, and then it's this that all of a sudden is really flopsy, makes this figure seem so trash! Going over Megatron's posability, first off, he does have a nice ball joint at the head here, does allow for his head to swivel side to side. Just again, be careful of those big antlers. His head can look up and down a little bit, not really much else. Shoulders here don't really tab in right here, but again, it does allow for some adjustability, especially when trying to reach the head. And then he does also have some shoulders that move outward right here. These panels can flip up, which allows for his arms to move forward, and they can move back, not that far. He does get a bicep swivel, and then he gets over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow, even with these panels in the way. And then he does also get some nice wrist swivel. And then he does get his waist swivel. And as previously mentioned, the turret can rotate. This part hinges around, and this thing can extend and rotate around. He does get the waist swivel with the whole rotating around part. His hips can rotate forward that far on some soft ratchets. They can rotate back that far a little bit. Again, adjusting the backpack can allow for some more posability. Just use it as you wish. Hips can move outward that far. He does get a thigh swivel. 90 degrees of bend at a ratcheted knee. Very nice. And then finally, his ankles can ankle pivot. And then the toes and ankles can shift around due to transformation. So that is basically it for the posability on this guy. Again, just wish these had a little bit of a tabbing in part. Other than that, this guy is perfectly fine. And yeah, posability on this guy is not that bad, especially when you pose him around with some other figures. Speaking of other figures, and for comparisons, here is the Leader Armada Megatron compared next to the Voyager Armada Starscream. And then here he is compared next to the Deluxe Class Hotshot. Here he is with the Voyager class Override. And then here he is with Metroplex. Hey, Megs, I think you might be out of your league here. And that is basically it for my review on the Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader Class Armada Universe Megatron. Oh, that's a mouthful. And yeah, I really do like this figure. He is a very nice interpretation and a very nice update to that original figure. It's just, you know, the only thing that can't really be reobtained is how back in the day those old Unicron trilogy figures all had a lot of really nice, hefty, chunky plastic with a lot of ratchet joints. This guy does still have that. He is still very chunky with some nice ratchet joints. He just doesn't quite invoke that original figure because, you know, the budget for that original figure and inflation and, you know, all that crap. As much as this Megatron, like mentioned before, is kind of a weird design for the character, I still love how this figure still manages to bring out the best of this Megatron design, and it, you know, really makes you appreciate this character even more because you appreciate the figure so much, because it's got all that amazing detail. The articulation, I think, is a little limited in the shoulders. Every time there's a figure with these big, giant shoulders, I feel like articulation in the shoulders gets, you know, sacrificed. But overall, I think this figure turned out really well, especially since a lot of the budget went into the figure itself and not really into a whole lot of accessories, because he doesn't really need them. But sadly, no Minicon ports or any kind of Minicon integration of any kind with this guy.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
And yeah, that is basically it for my review on the Leader Class Armada Universe Megatron. So yeah, if I had to give this figure a rating, I give him a very, very solid 9 out of 10. There's just these teeny little nitpicks I wish they fixed, like the shoulder articulation, or the fact that he's missing some Minicon ports, because now that they're introducing Minicons with that new hotshot and everything going in the future, it's kind of a missed opportunity with this guy especially. But overall, I still can't deny that this is one of the best Leader Class figures that have been released in a long while. And I highly suggest a lot of people to pick this guy up even if you're not that big of a Unicron Trilogy fan. This is still a really good release. Hasbro put a lot of great work into this. So yeah, that is basically it for this review. If you guys liked it, give me a like on the video, comment below what you guys think, subscribe to the channel for more Transformers and action figure videos, and I'll catch you guys next time. Yes.